Hello, welcome to Jewish Meditation, practicing mindfulness, live from my basement. We are going to be looking at the qualities of Hod. We call it Hod She B'Tiferet, which means Hod that is within Tiferet. So the week is practicing Tiferet, which is like presence and compassion and beauty and harmony. And Hod, which we had last time because it's the same day of the week. Hod, which was the first week, talks about humility and beauty and presence. Tiferet and Hod sort of share that. So Hod is sort of the more acute part of the practice tonight, and then presence and compassion are sort of the overall quality that we're looking at. And so presence and compassion, Tiferet, God is described in some cases as being as having Tiferet, as having like this presence of compassion, this just like abiding, almost like sublime presence. And so God is acting in a way that we can only really strive to be. We think of, great rabbis and gurus this way, that they have like this presence about them. So this is humility within presence and compassion. Okay, so we're still a little early here. I'll reintroduce for those of you who just got on. This is practicing mindfulness live from my basement. And so we're studying tonight humility within presence and compassion. So Hod, being, it can be translated as beauty, but it can also be translated as humility. Within the week, the whole week, the week 3 of the Omer is Tiferet, which can be translated as presence. The presence of God being like this sublime thing. The presence, like feeling a presence, right? Feeling this like ineffable presence. And if God has presence, we can also have presence in our very small way as well. And so when we combine these, what we get humility within being present. And I'll talk about that in a little bit. But I want to start with this chant that we did last time when we were in the chapel, called Hod V'Hadar by Josh Warshawski. And the words are Hod V'Hadar Lefanav. It's from Psalm 96, which might be familiar to you from Shabbat. Hod V'Hadar Lefanav. And then the rest of it is Oz V'Tiferet Ben Mikdasho, which means beauty and splendor before God, strength and majesty in God's sanctuary. And in this one song, we have these two qualities: Hod, beauty, and Tiferet, which is translated here as majesty.
Petit frère mérite ton chaud. Petit frère mérite ton chaud. Petit frère mérite ton chaud. Petit frère mérite ton chaud.
Okay, so as I said, this week we're looking at Hod v'Hadar, Hod within Tiferet, I should say, and this example of Hod within Tiferet, humility within presence, comes from Chabad. What's wrong with me? H.com. I'm getting my Orthodox websites mixed up. So it says in their description of today's day in the Omer, if compassion is not to be condescending, it must include humility. So there's a lot more there, but let's just stop and think about that. If compassion is to not be condescending, right? If it's to be in a pure form, it must include humility, right? So we often think about having compassion for somebody who's less fortunate than us, thinking of ourselves as better somehow, in a better situation, that poor person. It's easy to have compassion when you have it better than somebody, right? So they're sort of combating this idea. Hod, the quality of Hod, is recognizing that my ability to be compassionate and giving does not make me better than the recipient. It is the acknowledgement and appreciation that by creating one who needs compassion, God gave me the gift of being able to bestow compassion. So here's another interesting idea, that it's a gift to be able to be in the role of being compassionate. And really, all of us can be in the role of being compassionate because all of us suffer. And that's a Buddhist idea, but it certainly applies here. If all of us suffer, then all of us need compassion, right? That's a pretty clear piece of logic. If all of us suffer, then all of us need compassion. So we thank God with appreciation and acknowledgement for giving us the gift of being able to bestow compassion, right? And compassion not only does something for the recipient, it does something for us as well. Thus, there is no place for haughtiness in compassion. Do I feel superior because I am compassionate? Do I look down at those that need my compassion? Am I humble and thankful to God for giving me the ability to have compassion for others? So here's an exercise they give us for the day, sort of a mental exercise. Express compassion in an anonymous fashion, not taking any personal credit. Right? So have compassion on somebody. Maybe it's in the form of tzedakah. Maybe it's in the form of listening to somebody's issues, obstacles, what do you want to call them? Problems. And don't judge it, right? Because you know that you've also been in that situation at some point in your life, maybe in a different form. So you don't take credit for it. You don't talk about how wonderful and beneficent you were for being compassionate about someone. This could be somebody that works for you or works under you or whatever. Having compassion is a a mitzvah. It's a quality of a Jew who is working towards their tikkun midot, of sort of fixing their ethics, right? Sort of like working on their ethical journey. So, encourage you to think about that. We'll do a little bit more than Igun, and then we'll go into a 5 or 6 minute silent meditation. Hod.
Hod v'hadar, hod
Take a couple nice, relaxing, deep breaths. We're going to practice compassion for ourselves, for having the habit of being haughty, and just let it be okay that you have mistakes, you have weaknesses. We don't come perfect in the box. It takes a lot of assembly and a lot of repair and Sometimes replacement parts. Just forgive yourself for being haughty and judgmental. I'm not saying it's okay. How can we forgive ourselves? How can we forgive anyone else? And practice this anonymous compassion if we can't first forgive ourselves and be compassionate for ourselves. And as we get distracted from the goal, just remember we're forgiving ourselves. So just breathe. Notice you start to feel a little calmer as you continue to sit. It takes patience. And more than that, self-forgiveness. Okay. So I'm going to sing Hineni Muchan Mzuman. I am ready and untimely. Say the bracha for the counting of the Omer, and the qualities we talked about tonight, humility within presence and compassion, will be for the quality for tomorrow that we're going to count for now. And I'll be going from Hineni Muchan Mzuman into Yedid Nefesh, a Kabbalistic poem about friendship of the soul with God. Hineni muchan mzuman, 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 Hineni muchan mzuman.
תעשה שסבירת העומר.
Yesterday was the 18th day of the Omer. So, Baruch Atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kedishanu v'mitzvotav v'tzivanu, al sfirat ha'omer. Hayom Sha Esrayom la'omer. Shehem Shnei Shavuot Chamisha Yamim la'omer. Today is the 19th day of the Omer. That is 2 weeks and 5 days of the Omer. Sit here for a few minutes before we end. Enjoy the 19th day of the Omer. Try to think about this humility within presence. Just try to think about presence. What does it mean to be present for somebody? What does it mean to have presence in a situation? What does it mean to step out of yourself for a second? What does it mean to not react to things right away? Something to think about for tomorrow's 19th day of the Omer. Don't forget to start RSVPing for our new morning meditations, which will replace the evening ones, starting May 8th, 9:30 a.m. in the chapel. Hope to see you there. Thank you.